to boil, and so I'm gonna have to go make that ginger tea, you know, for my aching joints because I'm disabled. Hopefully, I'll get disability in the next few months, and then I can like actually do this all the time. But until then, uh, I have a big announcement to make, which is that tomorrow um, we're going to have our first ever guest host or other host. He's not a guest host; he's just another host. I don't like own this or anything. I want everyone to do it, but I'm the only one doing it right now. So tomorrow we are going to have David Johnson on. I don't know what time he's going to be on yet, but he will be posting sometime in the afternoon, and I think doing it in the evening. And yeah, he will be hosting for the first ever time, other host than Jordan. And so please give him a warm welcome and join him for the live stream because he's awesome. He's been on here a few times already. Has a lot of great things to say. I actually want to make some clips of some of the things he's said because they're very awesome. And yeah, David's a good guy. You'll see. You'll all see. So so join for that call because it'll be good. So, anyways, Tom DeShane is watching. He liked my video. Thanks, Tom. I like you too. This is going to be a short call tonight, a short show call, because I have to go work. I am burning through cash at an incredible rate right now here in Portland in this hotel. It's not good. I just spent another $20 so that I could do a presentation tomorrow because I need high-speed internet to be able to connect. The link isn't working to join. I was told that before too, that the okay, I'm going to try this again. So I'm posting the link in the description, or sorry, in the comments. I just reposted the link to join in the comments, so you should be able to join there. Hopefully. Last time I think that worked. John, hey John, the link, which so John, I just posted a link in the comments. If you refresh it, there should be a link in the comments. It will work. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm curious if which link or which thing you clicked on to join, because it might have just been the wrong one too. If you click the very first thing, it takes you to RESTREAM, the website. So it's the second link in the description, not the first link. Or if that's the issue, or if there's something wrong with the link, because I checked it, I triple checked it now. It's the same link. It's the same link that I just reposted, but there should be a link in the comments. Try that and let me know if that works. And in the meantime, I'm going to pour this tea quick, although I can still actually talk while I'm doing this. So try that link. And I totally forgot what I was saying before that, but I really need these links to be working. The RESTREAM link is the one that didn't work. So they're both RESTREAM links. The first one is restream.io. The second link is studio.restream.io // and then a bunch of letters. That's the one that you should be trying. But is that one also not working? And the comment should, I'll comment right on the video because it should have commented, but maybe it didn't work. So I just put the link directly on Facebook, so it should definitely be there now. Otherwise, I might just have to... The second link did not work. I just posted the link in the comments directly on Facebook rather than through a Restream to Facebook. So it should definitely be there now. Hello, Gwendolyn. So there should be a link there for sure now. Let me try this on Facebook again, because last time I think, because I can look through my phone, it won't let you click the link in the comments. That's weird. More huh, yeah. I'm getting the same message when I try on here. Can everyone dislike this phony? That was from Motaz Hayek. This guy is a fat fucking phony. Now we're quoting Family Guy. I don't know, I'm losing my viewers. People are stopping watching because this is so glitchy. I don't know what's wrong. I apologize. Use the Facebook app to see comments and reactions for this video. No, that's okay, so I'm going to download the Facebook app on my phone to see if that can make it work. But it seems like there's some issue with the link because it definitely should be working. I'm going to post this link one more time. Into Facebook and oh wait, no, it doesn't post to Facebook. Never mind. That's so odd. Motaz, I don't know if you're joking or trolling or what, but I'd love to have you on. If you are if you have a different stance on circumcision than I do, I would love to speak with you about it. You're on YouTube, so you should be able to join, unless the YouTube is also not working. Talking with people I disagree with is my favorite activity. So I'd love to hear what your position is. Yeah, sorry everyone that this is not working. It worked last night, although I did have issues at the beginning of the call also last night. But then it cleared up. I don't remember what the problem ended up being. Downloading Facebook so that I can try it on here. Oh, there's John. Hey, John. How's it going? Oh, I don't know if I can hear your audio. It's also a little bit laggy. The video is a little bit laggy. So it could be the internet. Oh, there.
Right. Hear me now?
Now I can hear it. Yes.
Sorry. So the link on the phone, you can't click on it, but on the PC.
Okay.
Here, how's that? A little bit better. You can see my intact of a T-shirt this way.
Awesome.
All right. I only have a little bit of time, so I just wanted
to
share one thing with everyone. As you know, I've been doing interviews with people, with men primarily. Do them with women too that complain. But the aim of the interviews that I've been doing is to identify the ways that circumcision or preputial amputations of men harms people. And um, so I've already interviewed like Sam Carnes, an intact man that is gay, and we got into a little bit of detail about how the foreskin works and why he's happy to have it and everything like that. And I've interviewed multiple men, including you, Jordan, about the ways that they feel that they're harmed, both physically as well as psychologically, and also get into other things as well. So if anyone else is interested in being part of that, please reach out to me. My aim is to put together an organized docu series of sorts that goes over each harm and shows that there are multiple people that feel harmed in the same way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So did that
Super
all come
exciting
through okay?
project. What's that?
Did all that audio and everything come through okay?
Yes, there was like 1 second where it started to glitch, but we still heard what you said.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm happy you made it up to Portland safely.
yeah, absolutely. Me too. It was a long trip, but I'm here now. So yeah, didn't really even get to say bye really. For those of you who don't know, I was living in John Adkisson's backyard for a few months, and he's fantastic. Truly, yeah, I meant to get settled down so I could write like a thank you note or something because I'm so I still can't believe you actually let me do that. That was so helpful and kind of you.
Yeah.
But John is one of the kindest intactivists I know, so it doesn't surprise me too much. I really do appreciate it though. Yeah, super helpful. So, how are you settling into your? Actually, before that,
yeah.
I should ask. I should be before that. On what you just said, how would people reach out to you? Because I don't think anyone or everyone knows.
There's lots of ways that just look up my name. Just about, you can Google me, um, and even like if you do a hashtag, people against circumcision, I pop up on Twitter as the number one thing. It's kind of weird. I had a conversation with Jen at Your Whole Baby because Your Whole Baby also has that hashtag in their profile, but for some reason they don't pop up when you do a Google search. Like I show up. So you can reach out to me on Twitter, on Facebook. My email is at gmail.com. It's just John Adkisson or john.adkisson@gmail.com. You can find me on on YouTube. I just use my name, my real name in all cases. So find me any way you want to find me.
Awesome. And the last name is Adkison.
Excellent. Correct spelling. Yes. There's only one N in that. Everyone wants to say Adkinson. It's Adkisson.
Yep. Awesome. So
yeah. So I finally got the house cleaned up and cleaned out, and today I took out the remaining cardboard boxes and packing materials out of the garage from the other house, and still have cleaning materials still there, vacuum and stuff like that. They're gonna put a lockbox on the other house. So in our new house, we still have everything in boxes and and doing shuffles because everything is such a mess. We have to shuffle this around in order to put this in place, and then shuffle that around to put that in place. And it's like those puzzles that you only have one little space to work with. So yeah, we went from a much larger place to a much smaller place because when you get closer to the coast, the Pacific coast, the prices of rent go up significantly. But we didn't have any choice. We had to be close to the coast for our youngest son.
Yeah, for your son's health reasons.
Yeah.
Yep. What you'll do for love.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, no, you can't. When you're a parent, you just can't stand to like see your kid suffer and struggle at all. Do everything you can for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you figured that out. I know you've been struggling with uh, both sons having different health issues for a while now, and
Yeah.
it seems like hopefully this should clear it up. So
Yeah, he's been here on the coast for several weeks now, and he hasn't had the symptoms that he had when we were in Simi Valley, and which is an extra 15-20 minutes inland from the coast in Ventura. Um, so hey, for anyone that is watching that doesn't already know me, I am a cut dad or circumcised. I could call it preputially amputated dad of two intact teen sons. And
mhm.
I came this close. I mean, it was like on the 11th hour to having my first son cut. And thankfully, someone provided information, and and that convinced us to at least hold off. And the more I researched, the more I learned, the more I've come to hate the fact that I'm cut, and the more that I've realized how harmed I am. And so that's been over 15 years. So a lot of time to really think about it and contemplate about it. I didn't come to this position just easily. I wasn't easily convinced by just one person. I've spoken to hundreds of people about it. So
Yeah, that's definitely I think something I've noticed a lot of guys. It takes them a while of learning, of really looking carefully at it to get it, especially before um, things like American circumcision came out, right? And it's like, oh,
yeah,
a lot of the info you have is kind of just in one place very clearly. But it can really take, even then, you only get so much in that one sitting to
hmm
really get all of the details of it and the horror of it.
yeah,
It takes quite a long time and
yeah.
a lot of research. Um,
I've actually
definitely.
been thinking about taking the video and making a little edit of it that does not include videos or images of the baby at all. Just the interviews, throughout it, where they kind of go back and forth between the people that are promoting it to the people that are the advocates for genital autonomy, or the intactivists, and just restricted to that, because watching the parts, if you already know how bad this is, watching the parts with the baby involved is really stressful. And no one, a lot of people don't even want to watch the show at all because they know about that, right? Including intactivists, but they do want to hear the interviews. So I know that Jordan has extended interviews available. Um, but yeah, it would just be interesting to see it pieced together in a way that doesn't have that. So,
Hmm.
not Jordan. I'm sorry, Brendan. Oh, yeah, Brendan, not Jordan.
Yeah, that was possibly the wrong name.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, that's a good idea. For those of you who don't know, too, um, uh, Tom mentioned in the comments. I think it was Tom that and mentioned on the video that John does TikTok, and
hmm
so has done a lot of video editing, and is like one of the top, or is the top intactivist on TikTok, I think by quite a bit. Um,
yeah.
some
I
videos of
I
his
spent
are
many,
really
many, many hours going through videos from the Bonobo 3D YouTube channel, and just squeezing points into 1 minute or less, to make a bunch of the 1 minute YouTube or 1 minute TikTok videos, and I've reached well over 1 million views and tons of comments.
on single
So
videos.
yeah, yeah,
Honestly,
yeah. So there's hundreds of videos out there. I spent thousands of hours editing to create those. And now I'm working on, I just started working on, YouTube now has shorts. So I don't know if you ever watched any YouTube shorts, but you can flick through the YouTube shorts like you flick through TikTok videos. And I guess Instagram has it now too. So I need to look into how to upload to Instagram. So I'm going through and grabbing the videos that I've already made for TikTok that I uploaded to TikTok, and then just uploading them now to YouTube. And I'm aiming to upload them to Instagram and see if I get some of the same kind of traction. So far, I uploaded a handful to YouTube. They kind of have a funky way of uploading the videos. You have to put in hashtag shorts or whatever to get them to show up in the shorts videos of YouTube. So I kind of don't trust Google, since Google owns YouTube, to actually let me get into activist messages out there. As you know, they censor us more than others. TikTok, at least, I kind of like TikTok because I've actually had some videos that were, stricken because I'd have like an image or whatever that showed the harm being done to the baby, or whatever, and it's like, well, cool. And they're acknowledging that it's harmful. That's great. I kind of don't mind that video was stricken.
Yeah. I got a strike on my account, which really sucked because I was actually just reposting other people's videos on a playlist. I didn't even post the videos myself. But I got to thinking about it, and I was like, actually, it totally makes sense. It is a violation of their policies. You can't post torture videos on Facebook. You can't post or on YouTube or either. You can't post anything about harming children or that depicts harming of children.
So they're saying right there that it's harmful. That's great.
Right. Yeah, I was just thinking we should create like a news story or something. That'd be a good news story. That Google declares that circumcision is child abuse because it is. That's exactly what they're actually saying. So that it's excessively violent. Yeah. That's the policy they're saying it violates, or that it's sexualizing children as well, perhaps. But any way you put it, it's like.
I should go hunting for circumcision videos on YouTube and see if any still exist. I do have a huge playlist, and I just haven't gone through to clean it up. But I'm wondering if some are gone now because, people are recognizing that it's harmful and shouldn't be visible, especially to children.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are. From what my playlist, a lot of them were gone before they took down the playlist completely. The videos were just disappearing one by one. So, yeah,
that's interesting. I'm surprised that I haven't gotten hits or notices or anything about the videos in my circumcision playlist.
Right. I think it's someone has to go in and intentionally report it for it to get taken down.
Maybe, yeah.
It's just someone has to.
Maybe it's that you have more followers.
Could be, yeah. Yeah. That I wonder if that's. I know another intactivist also got banned for nudity. Tuggy McStretcher. I think that's what he got banned for. Someone said he did have nudity, so that's probably why. And another one, Calvin Chang, also got banned for that in the past. But I think that's just because you can't have nudity.
Yeah. Yeah. I know one guy that got.
Can if it's medical, and it is medical.
Yeah.
What was that?
I know another guy that Hans Starberg. He started doing YouTube videos, and he showed an actual penis, and that got him completely kicked off of YouTube. Just that one case. That's all it took. And but I think he failed to check the checkbox that it's not safe for work or whatever.
Okay. It could be. Yeah, I don't even know where that checkbox is actually. I know there's one somewhere.
There's more than two now. There's one that it says made for kids, and then there's restrictions. Like if you're under a certain age or whatever. So it's like there's three three settings. It's like, for children, for teens, and then for adults. They should really they should lay it out that way, but in order to follow a particular law, they had to lay out the checkboxes in the way they did.
Yeah. I wanted to mention something. I'd thought about actually doing tonight. I was thinking about parents and how that's such a big controversy at points in the movement. And you just mentioned how you almost were a regret parent, that you were very close to cutting your child and, didn't really think much of it until you heard otherwise. I think that's important to note. And it's like, you're not a regret parent, but if you were, there would be certain people in the movement who would actually direct a lot of hatred toward you. And it's just this one little thing that changed that, and just some random events. So I think that's important to think about or consider, that it's like such a it can be such a small thing. A lot of parents who actually leave their kids intact don't it's not because they're just such good people. It's actually just because often they just happen to get some information, and or the doctor just said, no, you don't have to, and they're like, okay, sure, I guess we won't then, or whatever. And it's and kind of the same thing on the flip side. Someone just told them that, oh yeah, it's good, it doesn't hurt the child, whatever, and they just believed them. So it's like, I think when people get very aggressive and try to exclude regret parents from the movement, it can be I get the emotion behind it. I still feel a lot of rage toward my own parents, have apologized, but it's like, I think if you're coming at it from a very logical perspective, you want to be as inclusive as you can, and try to bring people in, rather than attack anyone or exclude someone.
I get both sides of that view very well. I mean, I get the idea that, okay, well, how can a parent do this, right? And for me, it was simple. Because it's so commonly done, so widespread, I trusted doctors and I trusted society. And I mean, it was twofold, right? It wasn't just trusting the doctors alone. I was trusting society as a whole. I mean, I figured, well, they wouldn't be doing it if it was harmful, right? They wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't good for us. So I kind of went. I was just trusting with that. I was like, okay, this was with my wife. It's like, okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, I am, and I think I'm fine, and all that. That was over 15 years ago. I thought I was okay.
Cut out for a few seconds there.
Yeah, you were cutting out a little bit too. I'm real close to my Wi-Fi though, so yeah, I was trusting both society and the doctors together, and I was completely ignorant about the topic. Religion was never something that played into it for me, because first of all, I believe in religious freedom, and I believe that applies to the individual. So that wasn't a deciding factor for me at all. It was that doctors are doing it so widely that I assumed that it was a good thing to be done, just like vaccines or whatever. If you think the vaccines are good, that's another discussion. But yeah, people trust the authority of doctors. So, right. And on the flip side, I've gotten into it with others, particularly one that ended up blocking me. But I think that we definitely need to. I'll put it this way: if I really was a regret parent, just like I went to, if I was a regret parent, I would go turn myself in. I would say, hey, I hired someone to harm my child. Cuff me. Give me the cuffs. and take me to court, and because I would want to see, I would want to prove that this is illegal. So as far as I'm concerned, it is. I tried. I tried. I mean, for those of you that don't know, I filed a criminal case, a criminal complaint with the sheriff's office. I filed a tort claim with the U.S. Navy, where I was born, and I also filed. Once the tort claim was denied, I filed um, a case against the federal government in the federal court of law. Um, I didn't have a friendly judge, so it got struck before I even got to really argue it much in court. It's all covered in my blog, johnadkisson.blogspot.com. If anyone wants to look into that more, it's really, even if you are for circumcision, if you're pro circumcision, that is still an interesting case because we have no, because of FTCA, the Federal Tort Claims Act, we have no way of holding the federal government feet to the fire of the Constitution. So as far as the way I see it, the Constitution means nothing.
Mm-hmm. And you said that's all in your blog. I think it cut out when you were saying something about that.
johnadkisson.blogspot.com.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting and frustrating. I think, especially for a lot of people who are anti-government, which I think there are a lot of people like that who are attracted to this issue. Yeah, so it is saddening. It's like frustrating. Like I feel like those aren't strong enough words, but it's really uncool that we can't do anything legal about this, and we've tried multiple different paths, and it's like you can't even start barely. You can barely even start to try to address this legally before it's just totally shut down. I've been debating and trying to figure out, like, okay, so what is the way to deal with this then? What I keep coming to is like we need to build the movement up more internally, stronger, and that's what I'm kind of trying to do with Intact Radio and Intact Community and different things, is get people engaged somehow and get people doing more of like what you're doing, trying to file lawsuits and address officials through different routes, file criminal complaints. I think that's a great and underutilized way of doing this. But yeah,
it only takes 15-20 minutes to go online with your with the law enforcement, the correct law enforcement, and just fill out the form. And I avoided using the word circumcision. I use terminology like preputial amputation, or you can use the word postectomy if you want, and use very literal terminology, and relate to the laws. Like I call it sexual battery of a minor, because that's what it is, as far as I'm concerned. If it's not a medical need, then that's what it is. You're cutting the sexual parts of a child.
It cut out there after you said it's sexual battery or battery of a minor.
Yeah. So
after that.
Yeah. So use the legal terminology that exists in the law books, like sexual battery of a minor, because those are laws that exist, and put that into the complaint. Now, I'm assuming that the complaint that I filed, well, I didn't figure it would go anywhere, right? I didn't think anyone would get arrested or anything like that, and I didn't even figure that they would even do an investigation. But the fact that I did it, I'm pretty confident that some people were laughing. It was probably someone read it, right? Someone had to read it at the police station or whatever, and we're like, this guy's complaining because he got circumcised? Right?
Mhm.
Hey guys, check this out. This guy's complaining because he got circumcised. And how many people heard that? And how many people did they pass it on to hear that? And if they hear it enough, if it happens enough, if enough men do that, how many times is that going to get overlapped eventually?
Mhm.
Eventually, it's like, okay, I heard this guy over here in this town complain, and then this guy over here complained. More men are complaining about this. Maybe we should go
Mhm.
tell the hospitals to stop doing it, because otherwise we're going to be arresting people. Right? I mean, I went. That was another thing. I went to my local police station. This was after I signed off saying that I was going to be. I had to report child abuse if I worked at the school district, and I woke up just shaking and in a cold sweat the next morning, realizing what, that's what's going on in the hospital every single day. So I drove on down to my local city police station and asked to speak to a police officer and told him how I felt about it. And
Mhm.
he said, well, he can't really do anything. He needs more, he needs specifics, like, okay, someone who's the person that did it and who got cut. All right. And so it's like, okay, well, I don't have that level of detail right now. But hey, there's another police officer that heard a man complain in person, brave enough to go talk to a police officer and complain. And he probably went back after he talked to me in this little private room. He probably went back and joked around or whatever with his coworkers. And more people hear, hey, there's this guy complaining. He's going into the police station and literally complaining in person. So for all those of you men out there that really do feel harmed by this, go do that. It doesn't take very long. It doesn't, it's a little bit of an effort, and you're not really. I mean, if you, I don't know, you might be risking something. Maybe the word will get around the town, depending on how big of a city you live in or whatever. That hey, John over here, he complains about a circumcision. Don't hire him for a job, or don't let him rent your house or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that goes on. I really suspect that some of the jobs that I've applied to, where they just stopped responding to my emails or my voicemails or whatever, they figured out who I am. I mean, it doesn't take anything to Google John Adkison, and you see me all over the place. You look at my Twitter, or my Facebook, or whatever, and people know, oh, this guy goes out and protests in bloodstained pants. And I've talked to many people that have gotten fired from the jobs or whatever for doing this. So I'm hoping that changes. I'm hoping that guys like me are seen in a more positive light down the road. Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm I'm taking as I'm taking a big risk by speaking out, and I know other people are as well. Um, you think about someone going into the military and they're going overseas or whatever and risking life and limb, but they come back home, and even when they're out there, with the military, they're with their, cohorts or whatever that are backing them up and supporting them. Um, it's not really much how it is for us. I mean, especially some people like me that will go out and protest solo. Um, we're taking a lot more of a risk. Maybe we're not risking life and limb, but we are risking um, becoming a social outcast. And I'm hoping that down the road, uh, guys like you and me, Jordan, will be viewed as heroes. Because as far as I'm concerned, that's what we are.
Right. Well, yeah, I always say it's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, but how long it
Yeah.
will take till a lot of people are aware that like, oh shit, I have my entire penis, and that wouldn't have happened if there hadn't been a number of brave souls, those early adopters, who kind of started everything and did it while it was still. It is, yeah, it is still a little bit threatening. It certainly isn't gonna win you any awards at this point, or get you into any colleges or jobs or anything.
Yeah.
It's not a resume builder, um, right now. But I think, and I don't know how long it'll take. I think it will be, like, wow, you actually were standing up for the rights of children and on the right side of history before anyone else was.
Yeah.
Real.
I'd like to see guys that are intact, that are likely intact for because of guys like, say, Van Lewis or Ben Lewis, or um, Marilyn Milos, people that were speaking out, 4 decades ago, and say you're intact today, and are you like intact because those people were speaking out and educating parents back then? Where are you now? And if you're intact today, potentially because of those people that were protesting or educating parents or whatever, educating people, uh, speak up, please. Support us, support the activists any way you can.
For sure. Yeah, I was talking with Sophia. How do you pronounce her last? Dalier. She's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
French activist,
Hmm.
and yeah, she was telling me about some of the benefits of being intact and having an intact partner, and all the sexual things that you're able to do, and the sensitivity and the difference it makes for sex on kind of a granular level. Um, and I wish there was more of that, and I wish that I was intact, because if I was, I could speak up about that, and you know tell people in detail what it's like to be intact. I can't say what it's like to have foreskin. I mean, I can and I do,
Yeah,
but it's always from a secondhand perspective. I feel like I'd be able to really speak to it much better if I myself had a foreskin. So I'm always wishing that more intact men would speak up and really give voice to that experience of what it's like to be protected, to know that your rights are respected, to have that natural sexual function and sensitivity,
yeah,
um, experience of natural orgasm, and all of the
yeah.
benefits that come with, you know.
Guys like Sam Carnes or Sam C on his YouTube channel. Um, I'd like to hear. His partner is speaking out more too. He's not really linguistic with English, but yeah. So those guys are speaking out and saying, "Hey, I'm happy to have my foreskin. It feels great and all that stuff." And then you got Ron Lowe with that's done restoration, and Nikos, who got cut at 18 years old and then restored, and he's one of the very few that can really speak in a lot of detail about both sides of the coin.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. All those are so appreciated. Um, yeah, it's it's interesting. It's so like crushing to kind of read those reports and to learn about it. Um, it's
Yeah,
really painful, but then it's very enlightening. It's like it kind of opens your eyes. To me, that's been the biggest enlightenment, is just hearing from intact men, like, or men circumcised as adults, like what the difference was actually like.
yeah,
Um, that it's like going from seeing in color to being colorblind, or
yeah.
black and white, or
But most men,
yeah.
most people don't want to hear about it. They don't want to hear what they're missing out on. They don't want to hear what they lost, because like you said, it's soul crushing. It's ignorance is bliss in this. The problem is as long as people remain um, in the dark about it, they're not going to speak out about it like you and I do. And in order to get this to end, we need more people speaking out about it. as struggling as much of a struggle as it is.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest challenges for sure is getting people to talk about it. I feel like having opportunities like this and where people can call in is one way that I am enjoying doing, because it gives people like a chance to kind of be supported when they're speaking.
Yeah.
So they're not just making like a video on their own. And I've had guys come on here already who hadn't done anything before, but because I was here and asking them to come on, they just showed up and have shared their experience. And
Yeah.
so I think
It
building
would be nice if
places.
people could just tell their story once, just one time, and be done with it and walk away. Like Jay Jackson, he wrote his book, Circumcision Scar, and he avoids social media and stuff because it triggers him when he has to remind himself of the harm that was done to him, and go through the struggle that he went through, um, trying to do restoration and trying to talk to urologists and all about the dissatisfaction he has about the fact that he's missing his prepubes, and how he faced cognitive dissonance with it all the time. So for a while he shut off his brain to it so he could try to live a happy life, and that's the reality in all of intactivism. You see people burn out a lot, so they stopped speaking out. And again, it would be nice to just be able to have write a book or do a video once or write a blog. But the problem is there's all these books and videos and stuff like that that are created, but they're not being seen. They're not getting distributed. It's kind of like a business that designs a product and creates a product, sticks it in a warehouse, and it just sits there. It's not doing any good if it's just sitting in the warehouse. You have to distribute it. So who's going to distribute it? How are we going to get it distributed?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, and that's, I think, again, the best ways I can think of are right. Bloodstained Men are one of the best, and they've created an organization that you can plug into, and you go and do the protest or support them on social media or financially or whatever. And there's kind of a norm and a way of doing that. Your Whole Baby, of course, is another one where it's a community of people who can kind of join in and advocate or contribute.
Yeah.
So
Intaction and Cockfight too. There's some great organizations, great people trying to spread the word. You know how a relay race works, right?
Yes.
You pass the baton. So what I worry about is, and I've actually seen this in just the past few years that I've been doing this work, is someone would run the race and then they would pass away, like Rosemary Romberg, one of the Lewis boys. A couple others have passed away, and things, or people just kind of leave the movement or whatever, and all the work that they've done falls apart, disappears, and the websites go away, their YouTube videos go away, or whatever. All the work that they've done, good work, just disappears. I've even seen books, that were available, stop being available, and you wouldn't be waiting down the line in a relay race, waiting for a baton, and then go back to the beginning of the race to run what the previous person
cut out
already
there
ran.
for a second. What was the last? You said I've even seen books, and then it cut out after that.
Yeah, so I've even seen books that were that disappeared. Books on the topic that someone would write a book, and then it would be visible on the internet or whatever for a while, and then suddenly you can't find the website for it. You can't find it on Amazon. You can't find the book anywhere. It's it's kind of disappeared or whatever.
Yeah.
So But what I was saying was that in a relay race, you don't go back and rerun what someone else has already run. You try to take what they've done and then go finish the race. Right? You take the baton and keep on going. And and this movement is full of people that think that they can do it a different way or whatever. And the work of the people that came before us dies on the vine.
Someone just said on the comments that your audio is actually coming through clear on. So I wonder if it's my connection. That could be it. In which case it will be fixed when I have a better connection. That would be awesome if I could not have stuff cutting out, because it's been periodic and cutting out. But what was I just going to say? Yeah. When we did our intact community discussion a few days ago, the conclusion that we came to is that we needed greater unification in the movement was kind of the problem that we decided we should maybe focus on. And I feel like it has kind of some overlap with what you're saying, which is that there's people kind of break off and do their own thing, and it's there's not really a unified place where everything can be seen or together. And your name actually came up a few times in the discussion, but that was one place. Brendan mentioned genitalautonomysociety.org, as well as his site, intactmovement.com. And that those are two places that have kind of tried to bring people together and give, people somewhere that they can register, which, by the way, register at that site, genitalautonomysociety.org, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And my aim is to avoid other issues getting thrown in there. No veganism, no. This is just about one issue, right? And so there's no area where you can comment. And on Genital Autonomy Society, you don't even know who else is on there. I kind of think of it like a petition. If there's a petition out there that you believe in, you'd sign it regardless of whether there was a Nazi that signed it, or a white supremacist that signed it, or a rapist that signed it, or a murderer that signed it. You wouldn't necessarily know who else signed the petition, because you want the petition to pass. And you're not going to not sign it because someone else signed it that you don't like. So that's part of how Genital Autonomy Society is designed, so everyone can participate in this one way or another.
Yeah, it gives people a chance to be notified if there are events or things happening. But I think more of that, more location where all of the intactivist things can be kind of located centrally, or where you can see everything that's going on, is like really cool.
Yeah, there is a calendar on that website as well. There hasn't been a whole lot happening out there since the pandemic, but I try to keep it up. So if anyone knows of something that's going on that's not out there, hey, let me know. I'll get it out there.
Definitely. Great. Yeah. Someone was asking too, a couple times here. They wanted to know if there are any more events happening in LA, and I've told them, I don't know. I'm not in LA right now, but John Atkinson is, and other people are, and you can go on Angeles, or what is it, Intact LA? The Facebook.
Los Angeles Intactivists.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's where you go. You can protest with John, and he'll probably go with you, and a few others, Kathy Leineke.
Yeah. After things get settled, I intend to get more active again.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy that you are on today for this call. I haven't done any intactivist stuff with you for a few weeks now, since I think the airport ride we had.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm trying to bring as many different intactivists on here as I can, and kind of get all those voices somewhere that people see them and have them elevated. So I think yours is a really good one.
Yeah, the timing worked out perfect. I just got back from walking the dog and saw that you popped up on my phone that, oh, he's live. Okay, well, I got a little bit of time. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah. All right. Well, I gotta get going. So,
Alrighty, yeah, so do I. I gotta go do Postmates for a few hours, and then I'll be up and see you at the call tomorrow.
no. Well, good luck with Postmates.
Yeah,
All right, man.
thank you.
Have a great night.
Have a good one. See you later. All right, I'm getting messages that my audio is breaking out, so I just wanted to comment quickly. I apologize, and I will um, hopefully have better internet in the future. That's all I can say right now. Yeah, it probably is my internet then, which is good because I'll fix it later, just not today, unfortunately. Um, yeah, so that's it for tonight. Thanks everyone for joining. Uh, we will be back tomorrow with David Johnson, who will be the host for tomorrow. So please join. Please join the call, and hopefully um, you can join. I think you have to join from your computer, is what we learned today. You can't join from your phone. You have to join from your computer. I think that's was the problem that John was having. So someone will attempt to call in tomorrow. I think that's yeah, Gwendolyn. Great. Great. Hope to hear from you. And 455 Buick, nice hearing from you. Sorry I didn't get all your comments. It's hard to get them in because it doesn't always. If your comment fits in with the discussion really well, then I'll try to include it. But if it's like totally just sidetracked in some different direction, I might not be able to include it in our conversation. So that's um, just a note for y'all. All right, that's it. Thanks for joining, and we will see y'all again tomorrow. Oh, by the way, join on the on the description. You can follow me on YouTube and Facebook, and give me money because I'm broke, and I would do this more if I had money, but I don't. So if you want to donate and make it so that I can do more activism, donate on Patreon. That's it for now, and I'll talk to y'all later.